Hello and welcome to Start the Beat with Sykes. My name is Sykes and this is my podcast. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank everyone who checked out the last episode. If you're one of those people, I hope you enjoyed the conversation and thanks so much for coming back. But for everyone out there who's new to the show, welcome. Feel free to make yourselves at home. And as always, there's beer, soda, water, coffee in the fridge. Cheers to everyone out there on the internet today. Pasta is always better left over.
Yeah.
You know, it sits in the fridge for a bit and then you reheat it and you're like, okay, now it's ready. Like it was fine yesterday, but now, as one might say, it slaps, right?
There you go.
So music can be like that in a lot of ways too. Sometimes there's that thing like, oh, like I'm picking up I think this is a stout and then I take a sip of it and it's a fucking IPA. That wasn't what I was expecting. Maybe in the moment when like you have here's an idea for a song. There's like a song in your head that is playing against what you're being presented. And you're like, this doesn't sound right. It's not what I was vibing with. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong answer here.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a nice surprise. Actually happened to us this week with Chaz was trying to write like a little meme, like spooky song for October or whatever. Right. And you originally wanted it to be like 80s rock.
Yeah,
inspired,
and then it turned into Frank Sinatra.
At
one point,
and then now it's like,
and now it's funk.
Yeah.
We really went all over the map for that. So
for sure,
at least we landed somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Just jumping through the decades. Yeah. Very Bill and Ted.
There's a profound lack of Halloween songs out there, and we're just trying to fill that void. Whether it's funk or disco or Frank Sinatra, you know,
disco.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
Write that down.
Oh man.
Write that down.
So in terms of, you know, like Mellowscape as a band, it seems like you're bringing a lot of ideas to the table. But in terms of like, if you had to like put your fucking date myself, if you had to put your compact disc in a retail store, what section would you want the Mellowscape CD to be in?
Of those words meant to you guys.
CD.
Yeah, CD.
What?
Yeah. It's round.
There's a limited amount of songs on one disc. Does that ring a bell?
Okay, I'll need to Google. I'll need to Google this later.
Can't shuffle them. No.
What the fuck?
Linear.
Okay. Wow.
No, I think we would label us, I guess, as alternative rock. I think that fits us the best. But you know, we like our funk and our punk and indie. Yeah, and we're all over the map a lot of the times, but I hate how like cliche that sounds. To be
right,
like, you can't put us in a box.
Yeah,
like, but you can't. There's a lot of influence, and I think altogether it sounds like Mellowscape. It sounds cohesive.
It is one sound,
but there are many wells that we're drawing from, if that makes sense. So
sure, I totally get it. As somebody that has made a lot of different music myself and been in projects, it's like we can't decide what the fuck we want to be. I just try not to think about it. It's like the art is like a representation of me as a person, not the genre or the subgenre of as a thing. So it just needs to be me.
Right.
And whatever it is to you, that's fine. I think that I don't know. Over time, when do you think people started putting genres onto different styles of music? Because that couldn't have been a thing like back in the day. No. Like, you know, they weren't like,
not to like put my tinfoil hat on, but I think it was kind of like a capitalist move.
Sure.
Like, people didn't do it as a general audience, but then, you know, somebody who owned record labels was like, okay, this is we're gonna call it this and sell it to this audience, and we're gonna call it this and sell it to that. So I don't think it's as sadistic as it was like that, but you know,
I think it is now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think it really is now.
Okay.
But that's all I'm going to say.
That's my theory. I don't know if that's true. I'm not a history major or anything.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it too is like availability of music was different 100 years ago.
True.
So 100 years ago, whatever music you had in front of you, whatever music, you know, maybe a local group was playing or whatever you had on phonographs or whatever, that's just like what you had. But then maybe in like 60s, 70s, when the radio started to be able to play, like you had a country radio station, you had a rock, you had a pop. That's when I feel like the genre started to channelize. But now with so much more availability, that the genre thing's almost exploded to some extent, while also some people are channeling a lot. if that makes any sense. Like,
Yeah.
I talk to fewer and fewer people that are like, oh, I only listen to blank genre. I hear a lot of people who are like, oh, I like rap, but I like some, country, but some folk. They're just kind of like across the board. And a lot of modern artists, I don't even know what I would put them in.
No.
Like in terms of genre wise.
I think what's really polarizing is that there's this, there's like people who are trying to make it more ambiguous. Like they like everything is gelled together. But then there are also like these people that try to create micro genres of this kind of rock is, shoegaze, like gum on my shoe kind of indie rock. And then you have these other people who are like, this is black deathcore, whatever metal. And they try to specify exactly every single micro genre.
I think it kind of boils down to there are people that like songs that are catchy and that have hooks. And there are people that like songs that aren't catchy, that are more like these weird art pieces, whether it's like, a My Bloody Valentine sort of just droning on overrated rock band. Sorry, I just don't really like My Bloody Valentine, but I get it. I fucking get it. I mean, God, I still listen to fucking Korn, so give me a fucking break. I'm not a fucking bastion of taste or anything like that. You like what you like, but the thing is like there are people that are like, oh, with heavy metal, like I like fucking Metallica or I like Slipknot. It's like, okay, these are bands that are writing radio rock songs that are a little heavy. Right. And then there are people like, I like Cannibal Corpse. There's no hook in a Cannibal Corpse song. It's just brutality and groove. It's cool, but they're just two different things. And I think you can kind of get that with different genres.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
I don't know how we went down this rabbit hole of genres.
It's a podcast.
True.
It's just you just fall into something and you just go for it. But I was asking about the section of the CD store